Today I'm going to be doing an update on the products I've been trying to use up by the end of the year. I meant to do an update on this every 1 or 2 months, but that didn't happen. So I'm just going to jump in and I'll show where all my stuff lined up here, and I'll show you how much progress I've made, if I have made any. And so I'll start with the makeup first, because that's what most people care about. So the first thing I had is the Rimmel London Foundation Clean Finish Matte Foundation, and I started up here and I've gotten all the way down to here. So this is a foundation that I'm only okay with. It's not terribly long lasting on me. It's not terribly oil control-y for me. Mostly why I'm trying to work through this really quickly is because I want the spatula. Because there's another foundation that I really want to try that comes in a little glass tube like this, but doesn't have a pump or any way of getting it out. So I want the spatula out of this. So that's why I'm trying to push my way through this one really quickly. So I've made some progress on that one. The next thing I had on there is the Clinique Line Smoothing Concealer, and this one is kind of, the reason I'm trying to get rid of it is because it's kind of a little too dark for my skin tone. This is the shade 02 Light. It was the lightest shade that was there when I got it, but it's a little too dark and it tends to oxidize on me. So I've been trying to work through this, and the story behind this one, shift around here, this is where I started, about halfway through the tube, and then I used it pretty consistently and I got down to about here, but there was so much product buildup in the top up here, and then it got really hot. I live in a desert, so we have a lot of heat, and we don't turn on the AC too much to save on energy bills, so it melted and sunk all down to here, and then was right up at the top of the line again. And then the same thing happened where I used it until it got up to here, and I used it until it got down to here, but there was so much extra product in here that it just fell back down again. So this is where I got to, but this is technically where the product is that I am and how much I have left, and I'm tired of this. In order to make this match my skin tone, I've been mixing it with the Naked Skin concealer by Urban Decay, and this is in the shade Fair Neutral, and this is it's a good under eye concealer, but it's slightly too light for me to do blemish concealing. So I mix these two together, and that makes it a good match for my skin tone down here. Which is what I primarily use it for. So the next thing that I've been working on is the CoverGirl True Blend Micro Minerals Finishing Veil, and I started up here and it's down to here now. And this I've been the reason I'm trying to get rid of this is because I've had it for so long. I don't like it. It's not terribly it doesn't not do its job, but I've tried things that do their job better as far as finishing the way it looks, and when it wears off during the day not looking cakey and things like that. So I'm just trying to work my way through this. This also makes a big mess every time I use it because it is it is a loose powder, and I'm not a fan of loose powders, so we'll not get this again when it's done, but can't wait for it to be done. Okay, so I have the next thing for makeup is the CoverGirl Perfect Point eyeliner, and it's kind of hard to tell, but there's this here, up until here is plastic, and there's the tiniest little bit, there you go, there's the tiniest little bit of product in there. I could maybe use this 2 or 3 more times and then it'll be done. So I'm gonna go ahead, just for the sake of the video, I'm still gonna use it up, but I'm gonna call it done for now, and because this will definitely be done by the time I do my next update, even if my next update is in a week from now. So did not like this as much as I used to when I was in high school. It doesn't stay where I want to. It travels a lot, so yeah, that's that. The next thing I've been trying to use up, and I've been using these together, where I would use this on my lower lash line and this one on my top lash line. This is the Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner in the shade Charcoal, and this, I've made quite a big divot there in the center. I use this almost every day. I've still got quite a lot of product left in here. I'm not sure I'll be able to get through this by the end of the year. But it was almost full when I started, and now there's about a fourth of the way through. Or maybe almost half. You can see, if you look around the edges, you can see it's starting to dry up, which is the reason I'm trying to use it. But I use this every day on my top lashes and sometimes on my lower lashes, and then set it with a powder. So I wish I had thought to take like a before and after pictures of this, because there's no way to monitor progress on it, but I didn't, so now I know better next time. The next thing I have is the Bare Minerals 5-in-1 BB Advanced Performance Cream Eyeshadow, and I got this in an Ipsy quite a few months ago. This is the shade... I don't see a shade on this. This doesn't list the shade, but it's a really dark, there you go. It's a really dark brown color, so I like to put this in my outer V when I use it, but I don't really like using it all that much. I'm just not a big fan of cream, especially in this kind of packaging. I'm not a fan. It's very, very wet and hard to work with, hard to blend out, I think, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just don't use it that much, and I've not been grabbing it too much. So when I started, this was completely full. Like, I couldn't tell where the product actually was on this because it was all the way up to the top. So I didn't make any starting marks, and this is just what I've marked to today because this is where I have. So I guess I've gone from there to there, technically speaking. But I don't grab this. It's hard to make myself grab this, so I think I might end up throwing this in a project pan. And just like really working my way through it and trying to get rid of it, because if you notice here, it's cracked and I don't want it to dry out. So, and I have another one that my mom got in her Ipsy bag, but she doesn't like it, so she gave it to me, so I have two of these, and to have two of something you don't use very often is not very good. So I think I might throw that in a project pan upcoming, as soon as I can figure out what other products I want to put in it. But anyway, so I'm going to move on to skincare from there. Oh no, wait, I have one more makeup thing. Don't go yet. This one is the Stay Matte. This is the Rimmel London Stay Matte Primer, and this I got at the same time as the foundation, but they do not play well together. So this is where I started. This is where I am at right now. There's a lot of air in here, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly where the product is, but I'm pretty sure it's right about there. But because those do not work well together, I can't use them together, so I have to use a different primer with the Stay Matte foundation, and then I've been using this one with my with my L'Oreal Stay Luminous, L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation, because this one is a little too luminous for my oily skin. And this one helps to just mattify it, so I like using these two together. Okay, so I had a perfume in there, and this is the Davidoff Cool Water Woman Eau de Toilette, and this is just, I don't know, I got this at Target a couple years ago, and it's an okay smell, but it's not like my favorite in the world, and I'm trying to, obviously it's here. So I want it out of my collection because I just don't ever grab for it when I have other things to grab for. So I started up here, and now it's kind of hard to see with the light. I started up here, and now I'm down here. So I've made quite a bit of progress with this one. I'm not terribly worried about finishing this up by the end of the year. This will definitely be gone by then. But I just spray it on in the morning, and then I'll switch to like a different perfume later on in the day, because I usually have a little sample perfume with me that I take, like throw in my purse or my work bag or something like that. So So that's that. Moving on to skincare. This is the Clinique Liquid Facial Soap Oily Skin formula. I bought this a while back because when I was in college it worked really well for me, so I just bought a full size of it. But using it now, not so much. I've actually found some other cleansers that I like better, but I did spend money on this, and it doesn't cause me to break out. It doesn't make my skin any worse. It's just like a regular cleanser for me. It doesn't really do much except take dirt off my face. So when I started, I was up here, and I've worked all the way down to here. So I'm really hoping to get rid of this as soon as possible because I really want to go buy an AHA balancing cleanser that actually is designed for like oily skin and helps me prevent breakouts rather than just washing the dirt off of them. So the next thing that I had in here is Grease Lightning Tea Tree Cleanser by e.l.f. When I started, I can't tell the product in here. I think it was about up here. I think I said that in the last video. Right now, it kind of feels like it's down over here. So I have made progress on it, but it's hard to tell where the progress is because it is a solid black bottle. When I open it up, I can't see in there, and then the product is all over the top of it, and I can't tell. But it feels lighter, so I'm definitely making some progress on that. And the reason I'm trying to get rid of that one is just because it doesn't really cause breakouts, but it doesn't help them either, same way that this one, you know, it's just kind of there, and money was spent on it and I don't want it to waste. So I'm just trying to work through that because I have other stuff that I've been using in conjunction with it that works a little bit better. So I'm talking very, very quickly today for some reason. So the next skincare thing is the Clinique 7-Day Scrub Cream, and I've been using this as a, it's got little beads in it, so I've been using this as a exfoliator like a couple times a week. And where I started was up here, and I'm down to about here. There's a lot of air in here, so it's hard to tell exactly where the product is, but I'm pretty sure it's down over here. And this one, I keep getting away from it because I've had other exfoliators that I like better, so I keep accidentally like grabbing those instead of this one because I have them all together. But will definitely have this done by the end of my my set goal date here, so I'm not worried about that. Something I have finished completely is one of these. I had two of these to begin with, and I had this one here is the Gold Bond Ultimate Healing Skin Therapy Cream. So this one, it was up here, and now this one's completely gone. Like, I've squeezed and pinched and done the whole like thing to get out of it. Nothing left in here. This is I've just thrown these. This one I picked up after this one was gone. I just throw these in my work bag and use it at work because I use a lot of hand sanitizer at work and wash my hands pretty frequently. But so this one was almost full. It was up to here, and now it's down to here. So this one will be gone within like the next 2 months. So I'm not worried about that either. And then the next thing that I have in terms of lotion is the Be Enchanted Triple Moisture Body Cream by Bath & Body Works. And this one was a gift from an old roommate for Christmas, and it smells okay. Like, it does smell very good. I think that this scent is discontinued, but I'm not sure. But it's like, it's not as heavy as I like my moisturizers to be, so I just want to work through this so I can work through some of my other moisturizers that I've had for too long, and get them used up as much as they can before they expire, and then I'll only have like one moisturizer at a time. So I started up here, and now I'm about down to here. So I just use this like when I've been better about using this lately. I put it on my nightstand so I can go and like put it on when I take a shower, after I get out of the shower, and I've been kind of bad about A, not moisturizing as often as I should, and B, picking up some other things like a Body Shop one that my mom gave me recently that I like better than I like this. So I'm trying to force myself to use this, but this will definitely be gone by the end of this project here. And then the last thing that I have is the Fresh Sugar Lip Polish Gentle Exfoliating and Conditioning Lip Exfoliator. And it's this little pot here, and that is how much I have left. So this works pretty well. It's nice and soft. It's not as harsh as the e.l.f. exfoliator that I prefer to use, but the e.l.f. one comes in a stick, whereas this one you have to dip your finger into, which I'm not a big fan of because I end up getting it under my fingernails and it's just like, but so this I was about, it's very hard to see, but where this is here, all the way across. So I still had about half of the pot left, and I thought that this is a lot deeper than I thought it was. So one day I was just like, I kept going in and in and in and in and in, and I wasn't hitting the bottom of it, so I was like, so I just like got, I went like this, and I scooped out a bunch to see where the bottom of it was. So that's where the bottom of it is, and now I have a reference point. So this will definitely be gone by the end of the year, but this still has a lot of product left in it. This is going to take a couple months to clear out. So, will not be buying this again because it's too expensive, and I have other things that I like that just perform just as well that do not cost as much. So, okay, so that's everything that I have. I'll do another update in a couple of months when I feel like it. And if you have any questions about anything, let me know. I plan on starting some actual project pans with like makeup stuff, like eyeshadow and lip products and things like that, fairly soon, within the next couple months. So stick around if you want to see that. And then if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna go. Bye.